the I don't mean to be a pain, but
Okay. So what does that question mean to you? I mean, where did what is your feedback on
that
that?
was actually your question. So why
Right.
don't you go ahead and enlighten us on
Okay.
what that's all about, and then I can get mine together
All
to
right.
see
Fair
what
enough.
direction I need to go in with it.
What I find challenging, Nike, is when you're dealing with loved ones and people that you interact with, especially loved ones. Let's go with that. If you find that it's a fine line between um, giving your opinion and giving your quote unquote advice and feedback versus crossing that line from becoming a pain. You know, and it's a challenge because you see things being done and you care and you want to speak up about it, but where is that line? Where is that line where you need to say, okay, you know what, I shouldn't say anything. Where is that line? What do
Right.
you think, Nike? Or do you
Well,
always say something?
um, yeah. Well, it depends on what side of it you're on, right? So when I was younger and I was out in the street and all wild, I was on the other side of that where I had people telling me, "Yo, man, you need to chill."
Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Don't lead his
Okay,
job.
you was one of them people.
That's
Matter
what I
of
just
fact,
said.
like,
I
yo,
said
man,
that. Don't lead his job. I don't know if you
you
remember that.
wildin', you wildin', son. You need to.
Yo, that was me, dog. I remember.
Yeah, you was one of them people, man, and I appreciate that. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But now as a dad, and a contributing member to society,
Mm,
uh, you have to. I'm on the other side of that. You know what I'm saying? Uh, so I need to kind of. I don't want to be a hypocrite. You know what I'm saying?
what you
That
mean?
makes sense. Like
No,
I
what
don't
do you
want to.
mean?
Like, so if I tell my sons not to be in the street,
Right,
I'm not telling them that to be a hypocrite. I'm telling them that because I've been through what they get ready to go through, or
right,
what they're going through. You know what I
right,
mean? And I,
right.
especially my son that passed, I
Mm,
have to admit, he did, apple didn't fall far from the tree on that one.
right,
You know what I mean?
right, right.
And I used to always try to tell him, like, Mama, you wasn't, first of all, you wasn't raised like this.
Mm,
Second of all, you don't have to do the things that you do, because I already did that.
right.
Not so that wouldn't have to, but you just don't have to. You
You
know what I
don't have
mean?
to. Right, right. So
Right.
I mean, so
And
so so you never really. I mean, again though, but well, now somebody said when that person tells you, "I heard you," does that mean that when that person tells you they heard you, you stop? Or what if they continue? Because I'm in the same boat. Nike. I see.
that will tell you if they heard you or not. Like,
See,
they
but if
can
they
tell you
continue
they
to
heard
do
you,
it,
but if they
right?
heard you and they still doing the same thing that they want to do, or the same thing that's
But I don't think you can stop. I don't think you can stop though,
unconstructive.
Nike. Now, because one of the things I say is that if a person sees you doing something that's detrimental to you and they don't say anything, do they really care? I mean, and
Right.
and you do have to, beat that drum. You have to be consistent, and you have to be that nag, right? But so is there no line though? Do you just, as when you see it, you just have to say it? I wish that person would come on when they said they see that when you see the person when they say they got you or something. Well, that was
Right.
shice. Um,
That's nice.
but again, I just don't think I don't think you can stop. Now, I think as long as you see
You
that,
don't think you can stop talking to the person?
yeah, no, I don't think you can stop speaking up about it.
You can't, because I remember, like, with my son all the time. It was to the point where he wouldn't even answer my calls anymore. You know what I mean? Because it
Yo,
was
yeah,
like,
right, yeah,
Pop,
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
good. Like, I'm
right,
good.
right,
It's like,
right.
yo, man, take it from me, bro. You ain't good. You know what I mean?
So
But
there is no line then. I mean, I guess what we're saying is that when you see those activities, whatever it is, you continue to speak up on it. Now, I guess maybe the trick is to try to find different ways to say the same thing,
Yeah.
to try to reach that person, but you're never going to stop. So that there is no line,
Right.
But then let me ask you
Right.
this then. If the person is no longer hearing you and they're saying, like Shai said, when the person say, I heard you, but they continue to do what they're doing and they're not answering your phone, how effective is that then?
Well,
Do
then
you
if
still
they're
have
not
to pull
answering the
back a little
phone,
bit?
then you have to either try to find other ways to communicate with them, or it's really nothing you can do to a certain extent.
Yeah.
If they're not willing to communicate with you, or they
Right.
feel they have all the answers already,
Oh man,
you know
that's just
and that's
frustrating,
part of
man. Yeah,
that's
that's
also
frustrating.
a part of being a young person. Like
Right.
sometimes,
Right.
certain people learn in different ways, right?
Right.
Some
Right.
people learn by experience. Some people learn by seeing other people do stuff. You
Mm.
know what I mean? By
Right.
example, some people, you can talk to.
And
So
I
it all
get that.
depends on the person.
And I get that. Now, Carla said you can only encourage and set a positive example and hope that your children, the young people, will follow. And you know what, though? And that's the challenge because and you're right, Nike. Some people you have to let them learn those hard lessons. But that's the frustrating part because you see it coming and you can help. You
Right.
can help a lot of times, but
Right.
especially when that
Yeah.
person shuts down the communication, then you find, like, personally, I find myself, it almost becomes a third rail
Yeah.
because I find it more important to try to do things to keep the person around so that you can
Right.
show them, so it's almost like you avoid the topics, but
Yeah.
that's no good.
That's no good either. You kind of have to let them experience the life that they got to. What I mean? Like I said, sometimes it
Yeah.
takes that for people to
Yes.
realize you have to let them live so they can experience life the way it actually is and not the way they think it is. You know what I'm
And then if
saying?
something goes wrong, you wind up kicking yourself in the ass saying, could
I
I
should
have
have
done
did
more?
more. Right.
Right, man.
I'll never get rid of that guilt,
No, I
man.
mean,
Like, you know
that's,
what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to die with that guilt. Like, I have therapy for that shit now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
I wish I could
yeah.
have did more. Like, there's like three things in my life that I
Mm,
absolutely wish I could do differently. You know what I'm
mhm,
saying?
mhm.
Especially when it comes to my son.
Right.
Like, like it's just a whole lot that could have been
Mm,
different. That
mhm,
if I would have had been more forceful
mm,
and been
mhm.
more I just live with a lot of guilt, man. I just
You
put it
know,
that.
it's funny,
I don't
like,
want to go into detail about it right now, but
and
just
and I don't regret
it's
many things either. But yeah, you're right. It's the kids, man. It's the kids that the
yeah,
kids are what makes you, have regrets. And I don't regret many things, but my regrets, evolve around my kids. And that's not to say that everything else is perfect. I'm not saying, what they say, unfortunately, that's the way parents feel so sad. And you're right. That
yeah.
who said it? Was that Shice again?
Uh,
That's what, and you can't,
that was Carla.
okay,
Yeah,
and you can't relay that. You can't make your kids understand that you're not trying to nag. You're only trying to help.
right.
But yeah, that's
You
tough, man.
still have to when you get your little chances here and there, so you still have to
Right,
plug away when you can. You know what I mean?
right.
Like that.
But I
So
think the thing that you said that kind of drives the point home is that, to a certain extent, you have to let them live, because you can't
yeah.
live for them, so you kind of have to
But when it blows
put it
up in
out
their
there,
face, you also have to be there for them. You know
pick
what
it
I
up.
mean?
That's right.
You
Yeah,
also have to be there, no matter what it is,
no matter
because
what. That's right.
no,
Yeah,
no
no matter
matter
what
what
it
it
is.
is, like no
Yeah,
matter what it is, you got
that's
to
right.
be there for them.
Yeah.
And
It's
yeah,
funny, and that's one thing that my mom
yeah,
told me. She was like, "Stace, all you can do is let the person know, let the kids know that you're there. That's all that you can do.
yeah,
Just let
right,
them know that that you're there.
And when they fuck up, don't turn your head on them.
Right,
You
right,
know what I mean? When
right,
they fuck up, hey, you fucked up before. I
right,
fucked
right.
up before. Let them
Absolutely.
fuck up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's all
yeah,
good. It's life.
yeah.
Everybody, nobody's perfect. You know what I'm
Nope.
saying?
All right. This
Yeah,
person says, yes, everything is good in your children. I'm thankful they listen. Everything is good with our children. I'm
yeah,
thankful they listen. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's. I mean, and that's, man. That's good when when you can say that. That's good when you can say that.
yeah.
Some kids listen, and some of them it takes more to make them listen or to get them to listen. So.
Right.
But all right. So you ready to move on, Night?